4Beerzin! Woo! Here we are, back on 4Beerzin. You got myself, Dan. You got Joe.
Hello.
Rob.
Hey.
And back for a 4Beerzin record, Trent.
Just can't stay away, mate. It's good to have you back.
Oh, I'm having a ball.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The listeners keep saying, bring him back.
I know, we bring him back. We want him, like, you
It's
know.
because of his good looks that no one can see. Oh, yeah.
It was just one
It's not a
time.
4Beerzin without him. So, look, we're very lucky to have him on the show. But we're going to talk about some things on here that have come up in the previous seasons and things like that. So, I was out at the pub recently, and Tanya said to me, she goes, "Think before you flick."
Think before you flick. Well, what do you mean by
Think
that?
before you flick.
Tanya said that to you?
Yeah, she said that to me, but she was referring to in the toilets.
Not the bedroom.
Not the bedroom.
No, not
So
the bedroom.
she wasn't ringing the devil's doorbell. That's another episode coming
That's
soon.
another episode coming soon about that.
Yep.
It is what it means.
So hang on. So exactly think before you flick. All right, so you're in the toilet and you think before you flick. What do you mean? What did Tanya mean?
Yeah,
by
I asked the same thing. I said, so what goes on in the girls' toilets when you're saying think before you flick? I know. And she said, it's where you wash your hands. And that you can't dry your hands, I'm assuming, because there's no like hairdryer, paper towel or whatever in there.
Hairdryer?
And
Hairdryer.
Hairdryer.
there is at some gyms. But
An actual hairdryer.
Yeah.
I've never
hair
gone to a
straighteners
gym
in
before,
gyms.
so I can't tell you that I'm sick.
But this is like,
I'm fat.
so we're not sponsored by Dyson, but you know, we all have a
Not
Dyson.
yet.
Not yet. Yeah. So this is where I don't know if men do it. I assume they would, but so women go in there, wash their hands. Oh, it's lovely, jasmine. And afterwards, instead of just
Jasmine? His name is Jasmine.
the soap.
Sitting in, hi, Stephanie. Hi, Jasmine.
Stephanie.
I don't know. Tanya.
Tanya.
Tanya,
So Tanya's hands are all jasmine. And then instead of just like drying your hands, as they leave, they flick their hands.
Oh, to dry their hands.
Yeah, to dry their hands. But the thing is, when they flick the
their
water
weed.
hits their
Flick the
wet
water
hands.
away. They flick the water away.
Yeah,
That's the next episode.
Yeah. The water hits other women
So they flick other
in
women.
the loos. So they're just there minding their own.
Next episode.
Yeah.
Episode.
These
They might-
episodes are
yeah.
getting better and better. I'm
Yeah.
coming back for sure.
So, you know, you might just be, you're not standing in the urinals, not usually, but
Well,
they
they
might
would
just
have-
be
they have
walking
urinals?
by, brushing their hair, and suddenly water will just flick on them.
Are we in the right bathroom?
Do women have urinals?
No, they don't.
Nah, but
Just cubicles.
Cubicles.
So I'm thinking if
Some
someone's
women do
flicking
use
the
them.
water, someone must be. You
not
might.
shiwis.
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 Yeah. We're not
Now that
sponsored by
episode.
Shiwi.
Not yet.
So you must walk in and I'm having a great night, and then you get water in your face, but you know it's come from.
Usually that is a good night, isn't it?
Oh, it could be, but it could be jasmine water or Stephanie water.
So yeah,
but-
so they don't like the flick of the water after someone's washing their hands and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a fair call,
So
though. I think
do
just
you-
dry your hands.
Go, Joe.
Sorry, I was going to say, do you guys have, there's some places in the UK, like fancy bars where you go to the restroom and there's a guy there. With the aftershave, the
That is
towel.
fancy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fancy.
What do you mean?
Nah.
You don't
I've
like- you
seen
don't
it.
like
Some
another man
guy
drying your
drying your
hands?
hands for you.
No, I
It's
don't
got a
think
bit
it's
of
fancy.
aftershave.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, mate, I can dry my hands. I don't need. And it's not even blokes. I've seen it in women's do it. Women's do
You've
it.
seen it in.
I've seen it. I've seen it all over, like the UK, and only in cities. I've never. Oh, yeah, cities. I just want to do a wee, wash my hands, and leave. If I want aftershave, I'll go to Boots.
Boots.
We're not
What's
sponsored
Boots?
by Boots.
What's Boots?
Just a chemist.
It's like
Okay,
a chemist,
okay,
like
cool.
Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah, Chemist Warehouse. Not sponsored by Chemist Warehouse.
Or Boots.
Or Boots. No, Chemist Warehouse and Boots.
Nah,
But
or-
shout out to Chemist Warehouse and Boots if they
Yeah,
want to
any
sponsor us.
pharmacy you want to sponsor us, like
so
you
no
know.
one, no one's,
Sponsors with
they don't,
condoms
no
as
one's
well.
come across that here in WA.
No,
Is that
not
not a
generally.
thing?
It's not. I don't think it's classy. I think it's, and that's all respect.
Trent's
I'm
face
very
right now is like,
confused
what?
about the classy. If you got some person, I was going to swear, coming over to you.
can swear, mate,
and
you can swear.
drying your hands
They're
for
not
you.
drying your hands. They're going, let me spray aftershave on your neck, and you pay them. It's not free, is it?
I'm not paying
It's
for
not
it.
free. No,
No.
it's not free.
It's not for free.
You
That's
do
the
get some-
difference. If it was
you get
free,
some sweets then.
yeah.
Oh, so what else happens in toilets? Let's talk about some other stuff. All right, so we don't like people drying our hands for us.
No.
You know, the flick of the water is a bit too.
No, just
go.
dry
No,
your
no.
own hands.
So I heard a weird thing one
Dry
time.
your
at a-
own hands.
In the festival one time, this conversation came up because the toilets were all blocked and stuff. It's the end of the festival and stuff like that. And we've all been at that sort of time. And it looks real bad, yeah. And so the conversation came up was like, so when I was in the toilet, someone was talking about scrunching up toilet paper or folding toilet paper. And I turned around and I was like, of course you fold the toilet paper before wiping. You get a better kind of like coverage and wipe method. But then they said, no, you're disgusting. You need to scrunch the toilet paper because how are you going to get all of it if it's not scrunched up? And I was like, what are your poos like?
That's some weird ass poo.
So I fold toilet paper. Do you guys fold toilet paper?
Folder here.
yeah, I use 3-ply. So
Three-ply?
Ooh,
three-ply.
fancy.
Fancy.
No wonder he doesn't like the guy that dries your hands.
yeah, because otherwise it's like sandpaper.
Yeah, you got a bit
Yeah.
of comfort, right?
Just because it's got three pieces doesn't make it better paper. 3 pieces of sandpaper.
Toilet paper.
Well, hang on. What
I
else
can't
can-
do patterns though.
What happens when you because you were talking last episode about toilet paper not being bought, and then you said off air about how they used to use something else. So
Yeah, I lived in a house and so they had the toilet, and next to the toilet they had a school file, and which had paper in it. And instead of buying toilet paper because times are hard, and people have different priorities, and they would use the school file paper. I suppose they'd have to. Could you fold that? Oh, it'd have holes in it.
It'd be quite
and
sharp.
lines.
Sharp, wouldn't it? If you crunched it.
did they have the
so-
sticky tape bit still on
Did
there?
the lines make it different on your bum hole?
Did it leave a bit of line? Did it leave a bit of line on your butt?
So you draw on the lines. So they would use that, but it must have felt. But then I also know people in the house that go, I ain't using that school file, like it was like the only option. And would go down to the local service station and just do a poo there because it was. I don't know if they had 3-ply in the service
Bruce,
station.
he
So Bruce
refused.
would go, I ain't using that, even though it's my schoolwork. I'm using that. I'm gonna go down the server and, have some luxury.
But wouldn't buy toilet paper to take home. It would just go to the servo.
Yeah, 'cause it's free toilet paper. Yeah. So-
Servo sells toilet paper too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
can't.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
that's the thing. It's the other side, other life.
So-
We're not all living in 3-ply
I
life.
reckon there's a guy in the toilet that dries his hands.
So I got another really strange one just to throw out here. Toiletry habit type sort of stuff, and then we'll open up for more toiletry stuff here. But so do you stand or do you sit to wipe your bum? Because I do know of an ex-Bruce drummer boy, and he said
How many drummers are you at?
I've been on lots of different drum. Anyway, but he literally said he stands and he says the best thing to do is to stand. And for me, I can't stand to wipe my bum. It doesn't work. The ergonomics doesn't work that way. So do you guys stand or sit?
do your bum cheeks get closer together
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
can't get in there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly
So
right.
he's got a dirty asshole. That's what he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technicalities.
Bruce has a dirty asshole.
Dirty butt.
Hasn't
Bruce
opened
is
up.
Dirty butt.
Dirty butt Bruce.
Yeah. Dirty date. Bruce.
But maybe
Dirty-
he stands up.
dirty
Maybe he
Bruce.
stands up and bends over.
Stands up. Ergonomically, I haven't thought about this. Okay, so he stands up, bends over,
arches a bit,
folds
yeah.
the toilet tissue paper because no one scrunches,
And you have a full mate,
and then wipes the
not
date.
bending his knees. They're full forward.
Maybe he goes on his knees. No, he stood up. He said he stood up.
Stands, bends.
Yeah, stands
That's how
and
I-
bends.
that's how I'm picturing
and
it.
then wipes his butt. All right.
There's no way he can wipe his ass if he's standing straight up.
No.
So
I
he's
agree
getting
with
his
Trent
hand
here.
on the door at the front of the toilet just to wipe his own ass.
One hand leaning, bent over.
Oh, nice.
With
One
a fold.
hand. Yep. Yep. You've got,
Again,
know
that's the
what's
next
going
episode.
on.
You're pulling the
Right.
face off. Hang on a second.
He's got moves. Is that what we're trying to say? He's got.
So other
He's
toiletry
got some
habits.
moves,
What,
yeah.
what's some other toiletry
Moves
stuff?
like Jagger to wipe his asshole.
Well, I think the debate, cubicles and urinals and things like, we're all thinking about people sharing the same loo and things like that. And quite frankly, if you just did everything cubicle, there'd be no drama, yeah?
So you're saying everyone should be sitting down to piss?
Well,
I've heard of that.
you can stand and pee in a toilet.
Mm.
That's
But I've heard
difference.
sitting down is actually better for you. Like
Yes.
medically, it's supposed to. There's less pressure or something, and so it's better for gentlemen for their prostates to sit because scientifically the muscles and stuff.
Lets it all out.
Yeah.
I
So
never
every-
knew that.
Supposedly, yep. So sit down to pee.
Interesting.
So next time I'm going to take a wee and then go sit down in the cubicle to wipe my bum after doing wee-wees.
And you're gonna fold.
And I'm going to fold. There's no
True
scratching
story.
in my household.
But there is that thing where with blokes, you give these massive urinals. Let's face it. Say 20 blokes all standing there, with their penises out doing a wee.
Are we talking about those ones where it's like, what they call it? It's just
big-
one. It's one big
Yeah,
one.
just
big
one big
silver
one.
Stainless
no.
steel one.
Yeah.
And then you have those ladies
Yeah.
who are sick of lining up, and they come out. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
And they like you said with the wiping the bum with people stand up.
Yeah.
They do the bend over, and they don't. They in the urinal they're doing the pee in there.
Yeah.
Seen that a few times.
Yeah.
Tanya's.
Yeah.
Bloody Tanya.
You gotta ask for the privacy though. Where's your privacy? And that's the thing. But the future could be you didn't hear it here, or maybe you did hear it here first on 4Beerzin.
Is it just me though? When you're going to the toilet and you're cramped up with other guys and you're going to the toilet.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, no, I go cubicle.
I go cubicle
Actually,
every time.
No. I know, same. But what if you can't go to the
I'll
cubicle?
wait.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
yeah, or I'll go back out again, try and hold as best I can, and just go back in again. Yeah. But the other thing I was just going to say, I remember being over in Canada, and they had best friend toilets, but they were only for the girls. All right, so the Tanya,
Friends toilets.
the Tanya I was with at the time, she goes, "You got to see this," and she took a photo of it, and literally there was like 2 toilet bowls and then a meter high wall in between, so girls could sit down to do their business and still chat to their friend face to face as they're doing their business. Best friend toilets.
Yeah, but they have that men's. It's a hole.
Oh,
They have
That's not for talking.
They have the
That's
same.
not for
They have the same thing in men's.
Did you mean a Brucey hole? Danny's like,
What
what?
do I need to talk on toilet for? Send text message.
Hey,
Glory hole.
A whole another world. Whole another world that we don't know about,
Yeah.
The best friend toilets are legit.
Best friend
I
toilet.
might try and find that picture and I'll put it up underneath the post of this
Yeah.
I
episode.
can see
Yeah.
Danny at one of those urinals and sending a text to his mate that he's standing right next to.
Are you
How's it
okay?
hanging?
It looks
It's cold out here,
as
isn't it?
usual. So, but
dear.
that's the thing. But look, before we go, we all love a bit of Irish, eh?
Bit of Irish. Yeah.
And there's this one thing I do, right, to break the ice. Doesn't matter if you're overseas or here, but it will stop an Irish woman, man, or person in their tracks.
Uh-oh.
You just look at them, right, and go, nothing's come out of Ireland since the cause.
Oh, dude.
And it works every time. They might be laughing, having a great time, and they go, ooh.
But we got Irish. Big shout out to Irish friends. But
They feel like they gotta, but that's a tip from 4Beerzin. If you want to start a
Danny from 4Beerzin.
4Beerzin,
Yeah,
you
no
wanna-
one else.
Yeah, if
we
you want
gonna
to
start
start a
that now?
conversation with an Irish person.
Danny's
but look,
tips.
Before we go, we're not saying
That's
it's
a new
going to happen
segment, yeah.
here on 4Beerzin, but if it is, who's coming on the show, Trent?
Oh, famous people.
So you said you had a mate.
A mate.
You know, when we were talking off air, you said you had that close mate who's coming on tour, and you're like, they were going to come. So Sting.
Sting.
Yeah.
Is
You know-
Sting
you know
coming on
Sting's
board?
coming
You know-
on.
Oh, you know what it is? Close mates don't call him by
Oh,
Sting.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Bruce.
Ah.
Your mate Bruce,
Bruce.
who sings for the ambulances, is going to come on the show. Right now, Trent's going, shut up, shut up, shut up.
That's-
All right, so Bruce
that would be cool.
from the ambulances
I don't
is
want people
coming
to
on
know
the
that I
show.
associate with Sting.
Yeah. No, it's Bruce.
Oh, Bruce. Sorry, Bruce.
Bruce from the ambulances. Oh, sorry, it's the fire brigade from the Fireys. Bruce from the Fireys is coming on.
Bruce and Faries.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But you know who I'd really like to come on the show and be just like, and then we could go the one with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston.
Imagine that.
Do you know Jen Aniston?
Yeah, I could do. There we go. And then our podcast, that episode could be the one with Jennifer Aniston. Boom.
Boom. Hey, we should do a shout out to our sponsor.
Yeah.
So our sponsors.
Yeah, definitely. We should do a big shout out to our sponsor for gasoline. Panel and paint.
Big shout out to those
Absolutely.
ones. If you've
We
got a
should
bed panel,
do that.
go to those guys.
Oh, 100%. If you're wondering where they are, you should call or visit today for a quote on 0483 147 140. But if you're swinging by Wangara, you want to pop in at Unit 4, 77 Motivation Drive. That's gasoline, panel and paint. Don't forget it.
Just tell them
we won't.
Tell them that 4Beers sent you. What was that number again? Just out of curiosity. I didn't have time to write it down. Just to say it out there again.
Yeah, we'll say it out there again. Yeah. So it's 0483 147 140.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I haven't heard it here first. What do you normally say, man? Well, if you haven't heard it here, you're here to hear first. Heard it, hurdy. Now I'm sounding like a
I'm 4 beers in. We're going to get the whole Friends crew. Let's go. 4 beers in.